Hey guys, Micah from blackbearcustomkydex. I have a video for you on a couple knives that are going, well actually these are my knives, so they are not going anywhere, but the sheaths are going to Canada. So these are the TDI, the K-Bar TDI Hellfire, which is my favorite knife in the TDI series, and the classic, legendary ESEE-6. So guy from Canada named c.a.t. I think I'm saying your name right, buddy. I hope I am. If I'm not, I'm very sorry. Anyway, he contacted me and asked me for a Hellfire sheath. Asked if I shipped to Canada, and then he had said he was thinking about an ESEE-6 sheath later on, and I kind of talked him into springing for it now because shipping, I have to attack like $25 on to ship to Canada because it's, for whatever reason, it's so obscenely expensive. I kid you not, shipping from Maine to Ontario just a couple weeks ago, it was 26 something. So and it wasn't a knife at all, it was just sheaths. So that is crazy to me. It was a light package, 26 bucks. But anyway, what I have for you here is he asked for a Hellfire sheath in Cryptek Typhon. I believe this is my standard setup. It looks like there's an extra eyelet in there, so I probably accounted for an extra angle that I didn't normally have in there, maybe. Yeah, it looks like, I think he had said he wanted it angled with the handle just slightly above, parallel to the belt line. So looks like that's what we got. So in any event, this is pretty close to my standard setup. Standard setup allots for at least 4 or 5 positions between each 90-degree angle and is 100% ambidextrous. So that means that you can really, however many positions you find in a 90-degree stretch, multiply by 8, because you'll be able to find it all around the clock and on the other side. So I think that it would be pretty fair to say that this setup is something that just about everybody can find something comfortable with, and something that works with whatever kind of gear they got. So I'm really happy with this, and people seem to really like it. So anyway, you get your classic ballistic one-handed draw, which is what I aim for with all of my smaller knives especially, but it's a nice feature, especially when you compare it to these factory sheaths that come with the TDIs. They're just really, really, really bad. And while we're on the subject of TDIs, I also have one that I'm going to be putting up on my Etsy page. So this is actually the first sheath that I made with any of the fabric Kydexes. This is Cryptek Typhon fabric Kydex. You can see a pretty clear difference. There is literally fabric glued to a piece of Kydex, and this is how it comes. Like the actual industry Kydex producers, like the Sheaths, produce a black piece and then they adhere fabric of various types to it. So I'm kind of talking a lot in the videos about the fabric Kydex. If you're following my recent stuff, I really want to educate people on them because they do look cool. They're really, you know, it's just a different look. I think it's awesome. I love the look and feel of it. However, I do charge more for the fabric Kydexes, so I'm trying to kind of educate people. Most of my most of my emails and contacts that I get from people have already watched a couple videos, and so hopefully just kind of bombarding the YouTube channel with information on this will help alleviate some of the question and answer that goes on with that. But the only Kydexes that I charge more for are going to be fabric Kydexes, at least right now, and the reason is because they take a lot longer to work with. They take longer to heat. The edge work on it is a lot more complicated, and you have to do things like, you know, give it the old AR 670-1 for my Army guys, because when you cut this fabric, it leaves all these little frayed threads all around it, so you have to chase them all around the edge with a lighter and fix that, and you know, that just has the potential to go horribly wrong since you're working with a thermoplastic. So in any event, I just wanted to give you guys that kind of information. But if you are interested in this, I'll be putting this on my Etsy page, so go check that out. All right, so we got that. We got the Kydex sheath there, and he also asked for an ESEE-6 sheath. He wanted an Encryptech Nomad on mollies and with a tourniquet, a combat tourniquet holder up on front. So he and I both own pretty much the same tourniquet, so hopefully the sizing is going to be correct. And if it's not, buddy, just send me an email, maybe some pics, and I will teach you how to fix this. I'll send you maybe a short video or something, but I'll talk you through how to refit this for whichever tourniquet you've got. So I think this will work just fine. Alright, so you can tell it's a little bit misshapen. It's not a perfect tube or anything like that. Obviously it's in like excuse me, it's on an awkward spot down on the end of the sheath. It's covering up the reinforcement plate. It's just kind of a weird thing, and obviously it adds a huge amount of width to the sheath, like probably times 6 or 7 anyway. But the reason why we have that on there, you know, number one, it's a pack mount sheath, so I don't think the width isn't going to feel terribly bulky the way it might on your belt, and it's also obviously a super important piece of gear. So yeah, I think this works out pretty well. So how to get it in there, drawing it out's obvious. How to get it in there, you're just going to have to kind of brace the buckle on both sides, and I'm going in with the red tip first. So you want to just you have to kind of muscle it in at first, but once it's in there, you can just kind of keep compressing the whole tourniquet and pushing it through. And once that red tip is through, I would just literally just grab that one piece and just give it a good tug, and it should lock itself pretty well in place. This little white band in here, this is your securing band. That thing is going to act as a natural stopper. So I did make the top of the sheath too small for that to pass through. So this ideally is just going to go in upright like this. You can fit it in the other way and it'll stopper itself again, and it should be fine. It'll go in a little bit easier because the bottom is flared out slightly. But I think it works better this way. Now check out the meat and potatoes. We got a good click going in. No rattle, no play, and it's not a ballistic draw, probably because the weight of that tourniquet and the holder on there are significant, but it's definitely a one-handed draw. So very easy, very comfortable. And that's what I got for you. So, alright guys, if you like these sheaths, if you like this video, hit that like button. If you like my channel, I ask you to subscribe to it, and definitely comment down below. Let me know what you think of these things. If you guys have a combat tourniquet, let me know what you have, why you picked it, and how it's working out for you. Hopefully you've never had to actually use it, but obviously carrying it around, and you know, if you've practiced with it at all, and ease of use and all that good stuff. So definitely comment down below, let me know about all that stuff. Let me know what you think of fabric Kydexes. I would really love your opinions on that. A lot of people seem to really like them. I'm getting a lot of questions about them, so I'm trying to just, like I said, buffer some of those conversations a little bit with some information up front. And definitely go check this out on my Etsy page if you're interested in it. I'm going to set it up with the tech lock, and I'm gonna have it for sale for $65, which is the regular price. That includes shipping. That's my regular TDI price. I know I said I'm going to charge more, but for this very first one, it's going to be at the regular TDI Hellfire price, set up with a tech lock. And if you want a different clip on it instead, I can always add eyelets, but I'll make another clip work for you. Just shoot me a message. So, alright guys, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Stick around for the next one. Thanks for tuning in. God bless.